my fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm glad that everyone here is full of the spirit of doing for others and making change. And I'd like to present you with an opportunity to make change of your own. But first, let's begin with a visualization exercise. Everyone, if you could please, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out through your mouth. Deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Keep your eyes closed. Think back to when you were a teenager. Think back to when you were a teenager and you were having such great fun with your best friends. Think about who your best friends were, what you liked to do together. See yourself having fun. Picture their face, smiling, laughing. Hold that picture of their smiling face in your mind. Now imagine that you just received a phone call that they've been shot. It's pretty bad, and they're not going to make it. Imagine you are at their funeral. See the faces of your classmates and your friends. See your best friend's mother turn to you with tears in her eyes. You know who shot your best friend. They know who you are too. You live in the same neighborhood. Do you retaliate? Will they come after you? If you go to the police, will their friends still get you? You're going to see them again. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. In this situation, what do you do? What do you do? Please open your eyes. This scenario is the reality for kids in cities all across this country. Violence among youth is a serious, serious problem. Violence is actually the leading cause of death for African American males aged 12 to 19, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The city of Chicago experienced a record 400 murders this year alone, with number 400 coming when one young person killed another. And this past summer in the Bronx, a 4-year-old little boy named Lloyd Morgan Jr. went to the playground, as many 4-year-olds do, and was killed in a shootout. In response to this violence, the National Action Network, under the leadership of the Reverend Al Sharpton, issued a call for people to occupy the corners, take back public spaces from violence. This effort under the National Action Network occurred in the summer and lasted about 4 weeks, on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. People occupied corners all across the city, in every borough, and some even in other cities across the country. Occupied 129th Street and 7th Avenue with street corner resources, under the leadership of Aisha Sekou. When we were out there, we held community forums on violence. We even had an open mic that allowed youth to come and express themselves and showcase their talents. Now, even though the National Action Network-led phase of Occupy the Corners is over, people are still occupying. And we're still on 129th Street and 7th Avenue. But we've changed the time a little bit to be more accommodating. Just on Saturdays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. I'd like to invite all of you to come out. Saturday evening, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., 129th Street and 7th Avenue. Now, I know you might be thinking, because I thought the same thing myself, what is standing on a corner really going to do? One of the things that we do out there is we communicate with people. We talk to people as they pass by. We say, hey, how you doing? Peace and blessings. Or, hey, get home safe, all right? And most New Yorkers aren't used to having people talk to them. Most New Yorkers certainly aren't used to receiving any kind of positive affirmation. You can see people have a reaction when we talk to them. Some people look kind of like we're crazy, but when they realize that we actually care about them, you can see their body language change. You can see, even though they're walking suspiciously, the energy will drop from their shoulders, and they'll feel a little bit better. We are changing the energy on this corner. We are providing a positive presence. When the big effort to occupy the corners took place over the summer, and you had politicians and news cameras and newspapers out there, and you had 10 to 20 people, it was great. We had 0 shootings in that area. None. So we occupy to keep people safe. But now that the news cameras are going away, the politicians are going on to the next issue, and the weather's getting a little bit colder, not as many people come out. Just a few committed group of people. And the result, well, about 3 weekends ago, there was a situation in which a group of kids might have been engaging in some dangerous activity. The police chased a bunch of them down, apprehended one, didn't have anything on him, wasn't doing anything, so they let him go. Problem was, he couldn't walk down a certain avenue to get home by himself because he feared being attacked. So what ended up happening was he actually had to wait for a group of his friends to come so that they could all walk home together, which is actually not a safe situation in case they would have run into a rival group. If we had more people occupying the corners with us, we could have a group of people escort him home. Think about the message that would have sent to him and to the rest of the community. About 2 weekends ago, we got word that it was a group of kids mobbing up. And mobbing up means that a group of kids are coming together to potentially partake in an act of violence. And there was one group of kids mobbing up on one side of 7th Avenue, and there was another group of kids mobbing up on the far side of 7th Avenue. And someone passed by us and said, hey, what are you guys doing out here? Because people at this point know that we're out there regularly. And we said, we're doing Occupy the Corners. And he said, one of those kids has a gun. One of those kids has a gun. He flashed the gun. So White Should Say Cool ran and told one of the police officers who was nearby, and some squad cars came by and swarmed the area and looked. They were looking for a weapon, and they were looking for who might have been involved, and the mob dispersed. And what we did on the corner was we walked up and down 7th Avenue telling people, hey, be safe. Or, hey, there's been some activity up here, okay? Make sure you don't walk on 131st Street. Or, hey, the cops have been out here. Somebody might have a gun. Please be careful. People appreciated that, especially the youth. But there were only 3 of us out there that night. More people occupying the corners with us, we could have spread the word to so many others. And then just last Saturday, while we were occupying, we received word that there may be 2 rival groups meeting up at the same place at the same time at a party. And not even 30 minutes later, after we received that call, and I should say Koo again alerted a local law enforcement official, we received word that a kid, 16-year-old, had been shot just 3 blocks away. So the 3 of us who were out there in the corner rushed to the hospital to make sure that he was all right. And there is nothing like sitting in a waiting room of an ER with a mother with tears in her eyes as she waits to find out if her child that she carried in her womb is going to die. This is why we occupy the corners. If we had more people out there with us, some people could have gone to the ER, and some could just stay in the corner to just let people know what was going on. Now, when I tell a story like that, some people say, well, isn't that dangerous? Do you really want to be out there with this kind of activity going on? Well, let's talk about dangerous. If a young man can't walk home down a certain street by himself because he might be attacked, that's dangerous. If people are walking by unknowingly into a potential shootout, that is dangerous. And if there aren't enough people sending a simple message to our youth and our community that I love you, I care about you, and I will not leave you, that is dangerous. And when we go out to the corner week after week after week after week, after the news cameras have gone away, after the politicians have gone away, and after everyone else is going away, that's the message that we're sending. I love you, I care about you, and I will not leave you. Come occupy the corners with us on 129th Street and 7th Avenue on Saturday from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Remember just a few moments ago when you felt the pain of losing your best friend sitting in that funeral. Remember how that felt just in your mind. That is the reality for kids today who are living in a perpetual state of danger. That might be the reality for a kid tonight. But you, and you, and you can make sure that that doesn't happen. Please come occupy the corners with us. Saturday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. There is a kid right now who needs to hear from you. I love you. I care about you.